Welcome to Cleantech Forward, a Foresight podcast where we explore clean tech customers, capital, and Canada's path to net zero. Tune in to learn more about Canada's most exciting clean tech startups, industry success stories, investor insights, and academic initiatives as we accelerate the growth and impact of clean tech together.
Hi, welcome to this special Mother's Day episode of Cleantech Forward. Today on the podcast, I'm speaking with my daughter, Jade Mitchell, about how technology has impacted my life and career and how cleantech innovators are using cleantech to change the world. Being a mother has changed the way I view climate and sustainability. From the onset of my career, I always knew I wanted to pursue a career in this area, but having a child really cemented a sense of urgency in me as I pursue sustainability in my own life and in the goals that we set for Foresight as an organization. As we work to facilitate the growth of Canada's clean tech ecosystems, we need to proceed with purpose and collaboration if we want to achieve our goals. At Foresight, we want to leave the world a cleaner, safer, more inclusive place for generations to come.
This Cleantech Forward podcast is supported by Gowling WLG. A global leader in intellectual property law, Gowling WLG works alongside Canadian cleantech companies to develop IP strategies that maximize business opportunities and increase market share while protecting valuable innovation. From idea to investment to international expansion, Gowling WLG understands the potential of your intellectual property at every stage of growth. Visit gowlingwlg.com/cleantech to learn how they can support your business today.
Welcome to the special Mother's Day podcast for Cleantech Forward. I'm Jade, and today I will be interviewing my mom, Jeanette Jackson, for this episode. This is not only an interest of mine, but part of a school project where we learn about how technology makes the world a better place and how technology has inspired the career of one of our mentors. This opportunity to host Cleantech Forward could not be more perfect. Over the last 15 years, I've watched my mom work very hard at everything she does. But as I get older, I'm excited to learn more in detail about her career path and passion for everything sustainability. So I'm going to talk to my mom about her role as a mentor in business and clean tech and how technology has changed her career. Let's get started. So, Mom, can you tell me about when you first started thinking about being an entrepreneur?
I really started being entrepreneurial in my first job as a paper delivery girl. So I had my first paper route at 8 years old. And I remember my mom would walk with me to deliver the papers for safety reasons, but I learned what it took to get my papers, unbundle them, and prepare them to walk the streets and hand them to all the homes and connect with the different homes that I was delivering to. And so from there, I really had an interest in taking every little work job and turning it into my own little business and seeing how much money I could save and seeing what tools like a cart for papers I could invest in to make the project or process more smooth. Always trying to find ways to treat every job like an entrepreneur within a business. And as soon as I stepped out of the doors of my university, I certainly was interested in learning about working at other large corporates, but started on my entrepreneurial path right away.
That is so unexpected. I can't believe you started at such a young age wanting to be an entrepreneur. And also, I would like to know what your startup was after all these years.
Sure. So my first startup, actually, there's two that were happening in parallel. The first one was in the marketing space because that's what I studied. So we actually bought a whole bunch of space on the back of these big 5-ton delivery trucks. And we resold the space to different companies that wanted to market and have basically mobile advertising. And we called it motion media. But my passion was really around deep technology and technology that could make an impact on the environment. And so at that same time, I came across a technology in the clean tech space, and I started a company called Light-Based Technologies, where we did control and power electronics to transition more quickly to LED lighting instead of incandescent lighting or other traditional lighting products that use a lot more energy to light spaces. And so at one point I had to make a decision on which venture I wanted to pursue. And I continued down the path with Light-Based Technologies. And that was an 8-year venture that I scaled to around 40 team members. I raised over $12.5 million in funding from venture capital firms, not only in Canada, but in the US. And then I personally exited the business in 2011.
8 years. Wow, that's crazy. So when did you get into Foresight?
Now with Foresight, after finishing up at Light-Based Technologies, I did look at a few other sectors and industries, but my heart kept telling me that I needed to get back into sustainability full time. And the founder of Foresight, Neil Huff, invited me to join as an EIR and mentor. And that was my opportunity to really give back to the community and lean in with new entrepreneurs to share with them my experiences and help them scale their businesses so that, again, we would be solving some of the world's biggest problems around climate change and sustainability. And that was in 2015.
As we know, you wanted to get into entrepreneurship since you were really young, but did you ever see yourself going down the path of technology and bettering the world and the environment?
Well, that's what this is really all about, right? So, for me, I'm not an engineer, and I often look to others to develop the technologies, but technology and innovation are fundamental to every project and initiative that I spend my time on. Technology and innovation is really at the root of how we're going to get large industries like oil and gas and mining and forestry and even building new buildings and condominiums and shopping centers, whatever it is. They all need technology and innovation to help them be more sustainable. And so I really love the fact that I get to spend all of my days working with a whole bunch of technology developers and innovators to not only connect them with customers and capital investment dollars, but also help them build teams, making sure that the technology team is supported by strong business leaders and advisors and mentors so that they can be more successful. So innovation and technology has been at the root of my career from the very beginning.
So my understanding is that technology plays a key role in helping the world reduce the impacts of climate change. How has technology impacted your career and passion for sustainability?
Well, technology and innovation are at the root of us being able to solve the climate crisis. I kind of touched on that on my last question, but maybe I'll give you some interesting examples of how innovation and technology are changing specific industries. Electric vehicles and battery technology and technology that allow us to charge our cars in different ways. And so if you look back 15, 20, 30 years, when electric technology for vehicles was just coming, to be a mainstream consideration for transportation, you actually needed technology and innovation to help come up with all the new ways to make batteries that could store enough power to replace a gas-powered vehicle. So I think it's quite interesting to know that technology and innovation, they're embedded in so many things that you do. And when we're thinking about clean tech and climate change and sustainability, it's certainly going to play a key role. And my passion is to help as many innovators as possible put their efforts into solving these large problems and hopefully positioning Canada as a global leader in this space so that you and your friends all have the opportunity to have great paying jobs in clean tech and sustainability and get to be part of Canada's evolution in the environment.
So I guess they're doing way more than I thought they were to try and stop climate change, which is pretty cool. I think that's all the time we have today. Thanks, Mom, for letting me step into your shoes as a host of Cleantech Forward. I can't wait to share this at school. And to all of you, thanks for listening and your commitment to a better future for my generation. I hope you will join my mom next time when she interviews the winner of the Rising Star Award, Chris Reed, the CEO of Vihona Power, and Brian Lee of Gowling WLG.
To learn more about Foresight's programs, events, and more, visit us at foresightcac.com or follow us on social at Foresight CAC.